Hello. Today's gonna be a simple video. Probably gonna be completely unedited, but I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit jarring because I haven't made any video on Heroes Battlegrounds before. I've made some on Strongest Battlegrounds, but you guys already know that. And in case you're wondering, yes, I have been playing for a pretty good amount of time. I have around 6 to 7k kills. I don't know if that matters to any of you. I hear a lot of you rating people off of their kills, and it's always been dumb to me, but whatever. And I really want to talk about the updates. The updates, these past 3 or 4 or so updates have just been complete and total ass. And I don't know how or why any of us are just being quiet about it. Actually, this is probably a lie. I know a lot of us are probably thinking it, maybe not saying it a lot, but these updates have just been bad, really. And if you think they haven't been bad, if you think they haven't been boring, which I know for a fact there's probably a lot of people who think that, but yeah, you're probably like a little dim in the head. You're powered by cool animations, cool effects. You don't really think on the greater scale or like think outside of the box. But that's why I'm here. I'm gonna show y'all. So the only update I can probably think of as an exception is maybe for sure the huge balancing update that they did around, when was it? The beginning of April, if I remember correctly. That in the jet engine, actually no, because the jet engine, I thought that jet engine in the overhauls full base kit, I thought they dropped jet engine and overhauls full base kit at the same update. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the only one that's exempt is that balancing update. Balancing is the most important thing in this game. You can find me over it. I don't care. It's the most important thing in the game. Right next to actual content itself. So tell me, why have none of these updates had any balancing changes whatsoever? Overall's base kit is fully done. I'm pretty sure the devs are completely sure they're pretty done with what they want with the kit. They're not going to adjust it like they did with Ida's kit, I think probably 3 times. And when the base kit was fully completed, I saw so many people complaining about, oh, this is broken, he has such an overpowered combo, his first move is really strong, why does it do 19% and debuff you? Frankly, I think the same thing. I don't know why it's like that, but and fast forward to now, it's completely unchanged. Why? Ever since I'm stopping around the April 12th area when I go back. So around then until now, there have been a total of 8 balancing changes over the span of, oh my god, is it 4 updates? Is it 3 updates? 3 to 4 updates. There have been 8 balancing changes. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like unacceptable. I'm talking about individual changes to a character. Every minute, like every line that they say that they changed about a character, that counts as 1 balancing change. There have been 8 balancing changes over the past month and a half. But yeah, let that sink in. We have a whole balancing feedback channel. I don't even know what the point in that channel even is now, because how have there only been 8 changes with how much people talk in that channel? People argue in that channel all day, every day. Literally all day, every day. But yeah, another thing I want to talk about specifically is this last update. The one that added these first 2 overhaul ult moves. And contrary to what you guys might be thinking I'm going to say about these moves, I think they're fine. I kind of like them. I don't know about the actual balancing aspect. I don't know if they have hyper armor. I don't know the damage values. But from what I've seen, they look okay. The only thing I could guess would be broken about them is maybe too much damage, or maybe there's a bug associated with them. But other than that, the update was still awful. The update was still terrible because those 2 ult moves were the only thing that was added to the game. And some of y'all are gonna be like, oh, but 2 ult moves? 2 moves? That's a lot. That's more than what we normally get. I want you guys to think about this. It takes around 15 to 30 minutes to completely analyze a move, understand the way it works, the combos that work with it, It takes around 15 to 30 minutes to understand that. When they add one move to a game, they give us 15 to 30 minutes of entertainment, and it takes them a week or two to drop that. And then, not only that, it takes them a week or two to drop that. And then we still get moves like on release gateway, which by the way was the absolute worst state of balancing I've ever seen this game in. I don't know why they added a move with iframes, uncounterable, combo extending, doing like 15-16%. How do you let a move like that get into your game? If a move gets nerfed five to six times after release, the very next update, something went gravely wrong in the development. Something they just weren't thinking. They honestly were not thinking when they added the move. They just threw it in. But I digress. All right. The update itself, they dropped it with. By the way, this had less content than the update they did before. And surprise, surprise, guess what they said on the update before? They said that it would drop with a lot more content, not just more, a lot more. So it might even, honestly, I wouldn't say we're in the wrong for like expecting double. We got less than we did before. How does that happen? Why did you even promise us this? There's no way they actually thought they could do that. That was genuinely just something to keep us on our toes. I'm convinced. But anyways, on the day that the update was going to drop, or what it was supposed to drop, the devs made a poll. They made a poll talking about, should we drop the update now at a lower quality or delay it to next week and drop it at a higher quality. They gave us 15 minutes and no ping to answer that poll. Why? Literally why? But they gave us 15 minutes. I wasn't there to vote because I have a life, of course, but if I was there to vote, I would have voted next week. I'm more than fine with waiting for an update to drop. I'm fine with it being delayed as long as it just comes out in a good state with everything that's promised. But the people voted to drop it on that day. So update dropped. People were complaining about the update just being relatively bad. It had no content. It probably had a lot of bugs. I didn't play too much of it. And these devs did the most unacceptable thing. Frankly, I still get goosebumps when I think about this. They redirected the blame from themselves to the community because we wanted the update at the time that we were promised. They tried to blame us for expecting an update that they promised us. Let that sink in. They have to acknowledge that they are the ones who couldn't meet a deadline that they had publicly set for themselves. But you know what? It is what it is. They were just looking for a reason to keep themselves out of this dumpster fire of a situation. For now, that's honestly all I want to say. I just hope they finish Overall's kit, drop an update of nothing but balancing changes and bug fixes, but our chances of that are close to none. They're just going to go straight into working the next character and not even pay any attention. That's my bet. Let me know what you think. Peace out.